Hey everyone, welcome to the Living in Palm Coast channel. And ever since I started this channel, I have gotten lots of comments and questions, and I haven't been able to get back to everybody. So in this video, I'm going to answer all the comments and questions you guys have sent me, and we're going to do that up next. Hey everyone, thanks for tuning in to the Living Palm Coast channel. I'm Bill Bishop, and I started this channel because I wanted to show people what it's like to live, work, and play here in Palm Coast, Florida. And since I started up the channel, we've gotten lots of comments and viewer comments and questions. And what I thought I'd do today is try to address as many of those questions and comments as I possibly could. And if you like what we have on this channel, hit that subscribe button, hit that notifications bell. And also, speaking of comments, you can leave comments on this video and any other of my videos that we have up on the Living in Palm Coast channel. And with that said, let's get into a few of the first comments I got, which was about 9 months ago. I started putting up videos about this area, and a lot of them, what I get, a lot of them is let's keep this place a secret is one of them. Let me just go down here. I will be moving to Palm Coast in a few weeks as soon as we build their finishes. I fell in love with Palm Coast early in December 2020. I am so looking forward to becoming a full-time resident. These are a lot of comments that we're getting from people, have already moved here and absolutely love it. So let's go on to a few others. Okay, we've got a few here. You're a big fat idiot, get off of YouTube. And that's from my mom. Oh shoot, I get that one out of there. I'm just kidding. Sorry, Mom. Okay, here's a question that I got from one of my viewers here, and it's how's the school districts? I would like to see more of Palm Coast as well. She says, thanks for the information. Well, how are the school districts? School districts are really good here. It's often considered that St. Johns County, which is just south of us and encompasses like St. Augustine, is considered the best school district in the state of Florida by all kinds of metrics they use, graduation rates and all kinds of things like that. But and Palm Coast is really just a step below that. Everybody I've talked to, all of the the neighborhood reports, neighborhood scout and things like that you get on, and you can see the level of schools and what kind of things they do here. But anyway, everybody I've talked to really loves the schools. There's 2 high schools here, and there's 4 or 5 elementary schools and a couple middle schools, 2 or 3 middle schools, and those are all real good schools. I've heard nothing but good things about them. Also, regarding the schools and the school districts, the Flagler County schools have been pretty much open throughout the entire pandemic, so that was always good. The students have been mask optional for probably over a year now. So whatever your views are on masks, that's just something to know. So anyway, that's the school districts. Hidden Lakes is the best neighborhood in the alphabet sections. However, the development, I don't know about that one. All right, so here's another one here. This is about 8 months ago or so. I moved to Palm Coast in November 2020. I love the area. It's a paradise. I wish the speed limits across Florida were reduced. That is one of the things that, I guess when I was reading over my comments the other day, and, one of the things that, a lot of people are complaining about here not so much complaining, but people who have lived here for a long time, and they got used to the kind of the not so much traffic around town. Now that people are discovering this place, again, it's kind of a hidden gem in Florida. Now that they're kind of discovering this place, it is getting a little bit more traffic. And so the old timers, the people who lived here for a while, are bitching. I shouldn't say bitching, are complaining more than I would say people who come from cities, or like I did from Minneapolis, where traffic was all the time. And any of the bigger cities that you move from, you come down here and you go, I don't even know what they're complaining about. So that was on the traffic and reduced speeds comment here. So here's one. My grandfather lives in a wooded neighborhood in Seminole Woods. House is popping up around him, and the machine's clear cutting all the woods. Now people are desperately fleeing the blue states for Florida and further driving this. Oh, so anyway, that's kind of a, people are coming, people are moving down here in droves. I think I saw the last statistic, like 800 people a day are moving to Florida. That works out to, 350 or so thousand people a year. So, it's spread out over the entire state, but, we're getting our fair share of people coming in from, blue states, red states, whatever. They like a lot of the things we have to offer here in Palm Coast. So, I guess you can't fight that, because people wanting to be here. One here says, great video. So which community would you recommend to a 51-year-old couple who does not care much about golf community, loves the outdoors, into cycling, beach, and with a limit of $350,000 home price? Well, that's a really good question. And so for $350,000, there is you got, first of all, about $320,000 is kind of what our average price is here in Palm Coast, and $350,000 is probably the average in Florida. So we have a little bit more affordable, even as it pertains to the state. One of the comments they asked here is, what if we don't care about golf? There are lots of neighborhoods that have that aren't centered around a golf course. There are lots of cute little side neighborhoods that are near paths. The really neat thing about Palm Coast, and I think it was either Flagler County or Palm Coast, it's all kind of the same because Palm Coast is the biggest city here in Flagler County, but we have 126 miles of paths, biking paths and walking paths and all kinds of things like that. We're surrounded by state parks and forests. So as far as that goes, loving the outdoors part of your question. If you're into cycling, the coolest thing now with regards to outdoor activity, and my neighbor just got one, and is these electric bikes. So you can ride a bike on the beach in Palm Coast, or on the beaches out here, and these electric bikes, I mean, you kind of half pedal them, and they're half kind of going on their own. But that's a great way for people who aren't totally into biking. If you're just a bicycler, to bike up and down the beach is very cool. But there are just tons of biking paths over on the Hammock and on the barrier islands, and also in town and all around town. So you can basically get anywhere you want with a bicycle. And their last point was, on that $350,000 level, as far as house prices, you can get a brand new home for less than $350,000 in one of the, like the Grand Reserve and some of these other communities that are popping up, but they're going really, really fast. So, one of the developers just in town here just said that they were going to start taking contracts again because of all the stoppages and things and the slowness of the the supply chain, they were 2 years behind. So you had to wait actually 2 years to get your home. That's kind of loosening up a little bit. It's still a little bit of a wait, but that's with regards to that. We are full. I think we're full-time here. Go to Orlando or something. Oh, so they were saying we are full-time here. So keep this a secret. I think I'm, to be honest, after starting doing these videos for the last 9 months and trying to do one a week, one every 2 weeks, trying to do one a week. But, it's kind of funny because I'm, people have seen them who are here in town are like, hey, cool, you're doing videos about Palm Coast, but I think on the other hand, they're kind of like, try to keep this on the low brow, try to keep this, under your hat. And I'm like, dude, I'm putting these videos up on YouTube. So sorry, but I just, as part of, my business is being a realtor here. And, I thought the best way for me to go out and explain, what this place is all about is to do videos. And that's kind of what I've been doing. I got some really great videos coming up too. I got a new drone, so we're going to be doing some aerial photography and some look at the hammock. I'm going to do a full aerial review of the hammock. A little off topic. But anyway, here we go. Let's do another comment. Here said construction is 12 to 14 months to build a home. Yes, that's true, 12 to 14. I'm telling my customers 18 months. Just expect that it's going to take 18 months. Excuse me. Some of the variables you just don't have control over are, for example, like surveys. To get a survey done, because there's limited, these guys are so booked back that sometimes it might take, 6, 8, 10 weeks to get even a survey done, to do a build and do those types of things. So those are the types of things we're running into here. Okay, so this is kind of an interesting comment. It says this was 6 months ago. They must have bought a home, and this is from Ray 6 months ago. Before buying any property, check out every nook and cranny. So that's a really good point. What I always say, even with new construction, it's a good thing to even have your own inspector come in after the home is built and do. It doesn't have to be a full inspection, but more of cosmetic and things like that. That's something some people do, especially on the higher end homes, is we'll actually supply them with an inspector to do like a 3-step inspection, during foundation, during framing, during drywall, in between there doing electrical and plumbing, and try to get those 4 inspections on a separate basis, especially if the homeowner is from out of town and we're kind of looking after the project. Or builders looking after the project, but I'm looking after my customer, I guess I should say. Let's see here. Did you move? How are you liking it? I'm visiting soon, looking into relocating. I love it. I didn't know I would love it right away. I can't, coming from a big city, it was kind of an adjustment. This is kind of this is again a small town, so those are things to consider when you're making your move here. That's perfect. Okay, so this is kind of an interesting one. I'm going to give you the good and the bad here as far as comments go, but this is from Gabe 5 months ago. It says, it's boring for kids, but for older people, it's perfect. It's calm, small, and easygoing. Very little hazardous weather or vicious snakes or alligators from what I've seen. So that was from a viewer. And yeah, this town was originally set up as kind of a working class retirement community for people up north. Have them come down here and retire and get affordable homes, and this is where you'd spend your retirement. So there are our demographics show that it's an older demographic. But I do see, and I've seen this on the statistics as well, is that more families are moving in, and bringing, and their kids are coming, and the enrollment in the schools are going up. And I think with that, what happens there is that, we'll start building more kid-friendly amenities around town. Now, I was just looking at a really cool place down in Daytona, which is just an hour away, 45 minutes away. It's called like Sky Zone Trampoline Camp or something like that. They have, dodgeball and trampolines and all kinds of things for the kids. It's a little on the pricey side, It's I think it's like $32, and you can take the kids there and just let them go. But there are those kinds of attractions. Some cost, some don't. But this is definitely on the older side. So if you do have kids, it's getting more and more kids are moving here, more families are moving here. But that's something to also consider when you're thinking about moving here. We love Palm Coast, not even close to being overcrowded compared to most areas of Florida. That's a good one. 6 months ago, we love Palm Coast, not even close to being as crowded. And it really isn't. If you go out and look at our beaches, if you have time to come down here and vacation and maybe check out the city, I'd love to show you around. But if you come down to our beaches are not busy at all. I mean, sometimes I'll go out and walk on the beach in the morning and there won't be, but nobody's out there. So it is a lot less crowded. I'm considering moving to Palm Coast, confused by the 3 hammock communities. So he says, I'm considering moving to Palm Coast and get confused about the 3 hammock communities. Well, the hammock is the barrier islands out here in, there are 3 communities. There's Ocean Hammock, there's Hammock Dunes, and there's the Hammock Beach Resort. So Ocean Hammock is, incidentally, that's kind of where our family had owned a condo here. So I was familiar with Palm Coast for 15 years prior to moving here. But there in Ocean Hammock is where the residential, that is one residential area. Hammock Dunes was the original community that was sort of where, that's why they built the bridge over the intercoastal, was to get access to Hammock Dunes. And Hammock Dunes is one of the more established, it's probably the highest end community in the area here. And then right down the street from it is Ocean Hammock. And Ocean Hammock has single family homes. They have tons of condos. They have lots of amenities, swimming pool, 2 swimming pools, one out by the beach and one with a water feature. I mean, it's really nice. The HOA dues reflect that, a lot of amenities. And then we've got what the other question was. Oh, the other is the Hammock Beach Resort. Now, the Hammock Beach Resort is a lot of the units that are rented there are privately owned units, but they're rented through a service through the resort. And a lot of people, it's more family oriented. It's a beach resort. It's got the golf. It's got the whole thing. They're actually doing a pretty extensive renovation to the resort. So those are the 3 communities out on the hammock. So anyway, those are a few of the comments that and questions that I had and I'm going to answer. I got through maybe half of my comments and questions. So maybe in a few weeks I'll end up picking up and doing the rest of those. But anyway, thanks for checking out the video today. Again, my name is Bill Bishop. Give us a call and shoot us a text. Send us an email if you're interested in checking out the Palm Coast area. We love working with people coming here and moving here, relocating here, and we just absolutely love it. So hit that subscribe button, hit that notifications bell too, and you'll get notified every time we come up with every time I do a new video. And again, thanks a lot for watching, and until next time, bye-bye.